So I want to preface this. I'm generally an open borders kind of dude. Like, I really think that there should be getting into the U.S. should be a lot easier. There shouldn't be the waiting lists and stuff like that. It should be easier. I do think the U.S. has the right to say we're going to accept these people or accept this person and not accept this person. But what's going on at the border? That's a lot of people that are in a precarious situation.
That's
living under a bridge. Like, that's rough. So
and more caravans have shown up.
Yeah.
Recently?
The guys from Fox down there are putting up more and more videos.
Yeah.
They're people are just walking in.
Tens of thousands showed up in Reynosa, 200 plus miles away, going to McAllen.
Is the biggest part of that story, or this story, is it the people coming to the border that are being essentially just disregarded by the federal government, or is it the federal government's response? Is it the FAA saying that you can't have drones in the air?
To cover it up,
and
that was
the fact that
he reversed it though.
Kamala Harris had talked about being in charge of the border and has not been down there to look at this at all. I really feel like, as much as I feel for the people that are at the border and stuff, I feel like the big part of the story is the administration's lack of a response, unpreparedness, and I mean, honestly, ineptitude. They're not taking care of their job.
Ineptitude is even the right word, because they know there's a problem and they're not doing anything about it. Now you've got this video of these Border Patrol guys on horseback. And one guy was apparently like whipping one of the...
It was a lasso.
It was a lasso. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a lasso. He's trying to That's crazier.
Well, it's crazy, but it's better than whipping.
Oh, for sure.
It is.
Here's the deal. In Russia, you cross the border, they shoot you. Or North Korea. I'm not saying we should shoot these people, but you have to understand the third world's collapsing. They already broke Europe's borders, the very same UN group. That's what's directing this, and it's beyond just scientific neglect on purpose to break.
You're
our
5
borders.
sentences in, and we're edging real close to Illuminati. You start talking about the EU, and I know where you're heading, Alex. I know where you're heading.
I'm giving you all the real knowledge. Here's what happened. Biden in early March of 2000, said, if I win the election, immediately surge the border. And then now they've basically been letting everybody in. They say they have flights to deported people. It's barely happening. They're letting in unaccompanied men. They're letting criminals in.
He didn't say that verbatim. Like, what did
His
he
exact words. He said, he said, when I win the election, all of you that want to come to the United States as refugees, immediately surge the border. Just type in Biden called for migrants to immediately surge the border. There's a video. It was in the debate with Trump, and he also did a press conference and said it again.
Yeah, but Kamala said don't come. And then they meme the crap out of it.
That was after, though.
And it was hilarious.
There's also a Chicago Tribune article about it.
It's important to look at
the
response. That is important because we're Americans. We have control. We have some semblance of control. But also the fact that when economics start to falter, you're going to see mass surges of immigration and migration, which is extremely dangerous for a species. So we got to look at it systemically.
Let's fact check you, Alex. He thinks he can come on this show and start spouting these things as if we can't fact check the guy. Okay, Alex, how about this? From the Chicago Tribune. Biden called for the border surge.
I got the audio right here.
I know, I have it. He's
always right.
Yeah.
No, watch. Well, not always right. I make mistakes. Here we go. We got some hope. Here we go. Look, Liz.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge the border.
Well, it's out of context, but he's talking about the southern border.
No,
that's what you're saying.
It's not out of context. Oh, let me just read the quotes.
Right,
yes.
So I Google searched it. Chicago Tribune. Ramos, are you prepared to say tonight that you and President Barack Obama made a mistake on deportations? Why should Latinos trust you? Biden answered, criticizing Donald Trump's handling of migrants, saying, quote, I would in fact make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. Flee they did, and the article goes on, and come they did, surging. Some came wearing Biden T-shirts reading, Biden, please let us in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's one thing if you're a real refugee. They just call everybody that gets there legal. I've had my team down there, and I've been down there 3 times this year. My team's been down there like 10 times at least, and we're going back. I mean, it is literally road warrior. I mean, it is crazy town. And let me tell you, the Border Patrol gets shot at, they get attacked, they get told, okay, at least stop people and put them under this bridge or over here. And so, yeah, how do you stop people when you're in swamps and weeds and they're running through with a bag on their back? You're supposed to stop them. And so the guy's got a lasso.
That's a desert down there. It's not a swamp.
What's the Rio Grande River? It's. I promise.
The river.
I was just there.
Okay.
He's fact checking me.
I mean, it's Texas is
know.
well
West
known
Texas.
for being.
Yeah.
You're
West
right. You're right.
Texas.
Right. It's like a 300-mile border with Mexico, and by the time you get out west, it's totally Big Bend's beautiful. It looks like a spaghetti western, but that's our big. It's like California has a valley. It's called the Valley, and it's a lot of it's big trees, swamps, rivers, onions,
Onions.
strawberries, potatoes are grown down there.
That was just so random. Big trees, swamps, onions, potatoes.
It's
Onions are awesome.
grapes, citrus, lemons, limes, grapefruit. I mean, it's
Farmland.
It's the third largest citrus producer in North America. So you got Florida and California, then Florida, then third largest is the Rio Grande Valley.
You know what I think we're gonna do here? I think we're gonna
Fact check the Rio Grande Valley, third largest citrus producer in the United States.
We're gonna put on a couple onions in a pot every day just to get those caramelized onions just throughout the day. You know how they do that at diners? Yeah, I think we should do that.
No, but seriously, I'm going to be quiet for 5 minutes now. Hey, coffee.
Yeah, Texas is the third largest producer of citrus. Well, this
Yeah.
says it's Texas,
Can
but
you
you're
get
saying
Alex
the majority of
some
which is
coffee?
grown in the Rio
Yeah.
Grande Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him
Sure
some
you eat
caffeine.
coffee?
Alex, it's
No.
Texas.
Love you.
They say that Texas is the third largest producer of citrus, majority of which is grown in the Rio Grande Valley.
What's that stuff you take to fall asleep?
Melatonin.
Melatonin.
Can you guys get Alex some melatonin? Not that
Hey,
he'll fall
I
asleep,
told you we're
just-
the third largest citrus producer. I get what he thinks. Everybody thinks what
That's
they
right.
think. They think it's a desert. Half of it's a desert.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that you're like I think you're already caffeinated. You
But
know
see,
what I mean?
they think I'm making this up. I'm not. As I'm saying, is reality's way crazier than people know.